Thank you for watching this presentation of the National Putting Tour. Please subscribe to this channel for future putting video updates.
Rolling on the NPT. Rolling. 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 Rolling on the National Putting Tour. Rolling.
And welcome to PopStroke Tampa Bay, one of the toughest courses in the country, the red course at Tampa. You can see this beautiful location. Let's go now to Francis Levine-Courteau. We got a little montage from him, and you can see some of the incredible rolls on this course. The players said it was one of the toughest PopStroke courses they ever played, and Francis Levine-Courteau is making it look easy here on some of these. We also want to thank Francis for his videography at the event. And off the bat, we're going to showcase some of his great makes. Now this one might be one of the most incredible makes I've ever seen. It gets up on top of the hill. You think it's done rolling, but no. Oh yes. Get in there. Now let's go out to some of the early morning action. This is Randy Reeves. And now Sean Tate. Course rolls a little bit slower in the morning time, which makes it a little bit easier to play. Here's a great make for Sean Tate on hole 7. Now let's go to Charlotta Sorenstam. This is Annika Sorenstam's sister. We're honored to have her out at the National Putting Tour. She has a great round 1 going. Now here's Robert Deloche. Great putt for Bob Deloche there. Here's Randy Reeves, hole number 7, playing it up that left-hand side. Looks like he had it, but just not enough. Now here's Francis Levine-Courteau from the sand trap. No, what a putt. Now we got hole number 8, Randy Reeves. And now Bob Deloche. Big swinging left to right putt here. Looked good off the bat, but just didn't go for Bob. Here's Sean Tate from the sand trap. Trying to steer it in from the back door. Almost goes in.
Oh.
And now Randy Reeves again. Now Bob Deloche has a nice putt here. And here's Francis Levine-Courteau again from the sand. Oh yes. This guy's on fire, folks. Unfortunately, Sean left that one a little bit shy. Gonna end up in the sand trap. You can see his second putt here. Almost has to just lay up. And here's Charlotta Sorenstam, hole number 10. Great technique on that putt there. Really held her head down very nicely. Now here's Randy Reeves. This is a long uphiller. Most of the players are playing it off that little backdoor lip there, hoping for it to roll out. And here's Charlotta Sorenstam. She goes in front door on most of these putts. A nice putt for her. She's currently our leader. Even par through round 1. See how treacherous some of these holes are. You leave it just a hair short and it rolls into the sand trap. Then you get yourself into a position like this where you're playing it off one of these big knobs. Pretty well done for Randy there. A lot of times on these second shots, you're trying to play it off the back wall just to have a chance at 3. He executes nicely there. Here's Bob Deloche. He's played this beautifully. And now Bob's got 2.5 feet for par. Well done, Bob. And here's Gary McNeely. Gary's been doing very well on the National Putting Tour of late. Him and Adam Shanks were champions out in Orlando. And once again, they've rekindled the dream team. You got to figure they'll be at the top of the leaderboard by day's end. Here's Francis Levine-Croteau again. This guy's the master of the back door. And now Shantae just creeping it over the hill here. It was very tough to be aggressive out here at Tampa. You were hitting a lot of defensive putts. And this is the treacherous hole number 3. This is the toughest hole on the course. It was so tough to even just get it to stop right there. A lot of players making 4s and 5s on this hole. Oh, and Bob DeLoche creeps it out of frame and comes back. Oh, what a putt.
Woohoo!
Bobby DeLoche with one of the more beautiful aces of the day. Here's Charlotta Sorenstam. She's got this on a nice line. Just misses there. Now that's just dirty.
Oh my goodness.
That should not happen.
Nice.
Randy Reeves strokes it in.
Good job, Randy.
Here's a great view from behind the hole. Here's Charlotta Sorenstam going through the sand trap. Oh, she just misses. What a great line for Charlotta there. Now we're entering into some round 2 action. Thank you once again for the video footage from Sherry Tate, Monica Miller, and Francis Levine-Croteau. For the initial couple rounds here, we're just going to showcase this marquee group, but we are going to show other players as this broadcast continues. Here's Sean Tate, hole 17, playing it up that left-hand side. Nice putt, just leaves it a hair short. Getting a little bit later into the morning here. Round 2 action. Charlotta Sorenstam and Rainey Statum are at the top of the leaderboard right now.
So close.
And here's Francis Levine-Croteau through the sand. Oh yes, with authority for Francis. Francis having one of his better National Putting Tour tournaments today. Randy Reeves will tap in for this par. So we're going to go now to final round action. This is a 3-round tournament. With the PopStroke stuff, we ran out Sunday morning, so this is getting closer to 11 a.m. noontime here. And let's take a look at some of the rest of the field. There's Tim Talley and Jeremy Nabinet. Both super high quality putters. They've been having some great showings at these PopStroke tournaments of late. And here's Gary McNeely. He'll tap this in for par. Oh,
Nice.
Great putt for Shantae. And now here's the past PopStroke 2023 champion, Adam Shanks. Adam also won the National Putting Tour event at PopStroke Orlando this year. He really has a good feel for these PopStroke courses, and then making putts like this always helps. 4 feet for Adam, no problem. Just rolls it right in. Here's Jeremy Nabinet. Jeremy up near the top of the leaderboard right now, having one of his better tournaments. And now Adam Shanks. And here's our first look at Rainey Statum. Rainey is currently in the lead right now. Rainey, considered by many one of the best competitive putters in the world. He taps that in for a nice par. Now here's Chi Nguyen. Chi won the team event in the PopStroke Tour Championship last year. Also just had a really good finish out at Putting World on the World Putting Tour. I don't know how that doesn't go in. It's getting hot out here, and these things are starting to get baked out. They're really rolling quick right now, and the players are having a nightmare here in round 3. Here's Tim Talley wearing his trademark floppy hat. You think this thing's going to stop rolling, and it just keeps trickling out. And now Jeremy Inhabitant. This hole was playing as one of the tougher holes out there today. Here's Gary Hester trying to play it off the back door there. You can see how quick this thing can roll out. Watch out. That almost rolled into the sand trap. Here's Adam Shanks. And this has got a chance. Oh. This hole was just giving people fits. Here's Gary Hester, hole number 2. You had to play very defensive on this hole with that little knob right behind the hole. You just could not risk going long. And Randy Reeves there off the back of the hole. Nice par for Randy. Here's our first look at Pete Lyon. Pete has been playing just about as good as anybody in the country right now. Had a great finish in Orlando. He won a huge high roller qualifier on this course last year, so he's got a lot of course experience, probably has the most confidence out here. And here's Pete with a silky smooth second putt. Now Chi Nguyen, hole number 2. She's just going to miss there off the low side. And now Rainey Statum. Rainey currently has a 1-stroke lead. Oh, he just misses that. Tough miss for Rainey there. Now let's go to Bob DeLoche. This is one of the better putts you're ever going to see in your life. It hasn't been Bob's best tournament, but this will put a smile on anybody's face. What a putt.
He's got it.
Just creeps it over that little hill.
Bob DeLoche usually closes him out with 18.
That is a lot more difficult than it looks like on video here, and there's
Robert
Tom
DeLoche,
Jones
that
and
was a
Robert
great
Morris
shot. Way to
giving him
close it
some
out.
praise. Here's Gary McNeely. You can see how crazy you got to go on this hole, how crazy right you have to go way up the hill. And then you're still hoping that it doesn't fall into the sand trap. So now we're going to some live footage from Francis Levine Curdo's dad's live cam. So you're getting a little bit of a different look here on these holes. Here's Kerry Olch playing it off the back. What a putt. And watch out, Kerry Olch and Brandon Rutledge are tied for the lead in the team event. A monumental tournament for them right now. And here's Rainey Statum. Oh, just power lifts off the side of the hole. And will this creep back in? Oh, what a putt by Rainey. Rainey back in the lead by 1. Here's Gary Hester. A nice 2-putt for Gary here. I say nice 2-putt because he never misses these putts, especially not at PopStroke. Case in point there. Here's Gary McNeely. Now you gotta just creep it over this hill. This hole's a really tough make. Now Gary and Adam are conversing here about this break. Let's see if they chose correctly. Great putt for Gary.
Good shot, Gary.
The team of Gary McNeely and Adam Shanks currently in third place. Now let's go down to some live action and hear the sounds of PopStroke. Here's Rainey Statum. This is a big putt here. He's going to make this to hold on to this lead. No. What a tapper. I mean, that is just sheer guts right there from Rainey Statum. There's Gary McNeely. So we're coming down the stretch here. In the team event, we got a tie. Chi Nguyen and Pete Lyon are tied with Rainey Statum and Gary Hester. Now here's a nice bomb by Gary Hester. Oh, yes. And so we're not going to do any cutting of these clips. We're going to sort of let this live feed play out. So kind of give you a better feel of what this tournament's all about. Here's Gary McNeely. Big putt for Gary here. And what a putt. Thing broke about 3 or 4 inches left to right, and that was no problem for Gary. So great round for Gary McNeely and Adam Shanks. They did not win today, but they put up a valiant effort. And now we got Chi Nguyen. In this third round, it's an aggregate format. It's not best ball, so everything counts, everything matters. And she's going to have about 4.5 feet here. Judging from Gary's putt, this is about 3 or 4 inches break left to right. Just keep in mind this green is baked out and this thing is running probably about 12 to 13 on the stent meter right now. And oh,
Yes.
Get in there. Mom left the side door open for him. He went in left side. A clutch putt from Chi here on hole 18. So the team of Chi and Pete Lyon are tied for the lead. Here's Pete Lyon. Once again, Pete has a lot of experience on this course. He won a big tournament here last year. And God, I thought that was perfect speed, but it was long. So he's going to have every bit of 5 feet here. I call Pete now the Terminator. Mainly because of the way he walks. He just has such a confident walk out there that you know the guy means business. And he also kind of looks like the guy from Terminator 2, not Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, but the other guy. I think it was like the XJ9000 or whatever. He looks just like him. He gets very serious out here. And this is something right here that a lot of players don't do that I really like. He went behind the hill, get on ground level, kind of look at this from behind as low as possible. That'll give him a good read. Pretty much the same putt that Chi just had. And he put it out a little too far left. But still a great hole. So now we got the leaders here, the final group. Brandon Rutledge and Kerry Alch are playing with Rainey Statum and Gary Hester in the final group. And Brandon and Kerry have kind of fallen off a little bit here round 3, but take nothing away from their effort today. A monumental performance to be tied going into the final round. Now here's Rainey Statum. It's a very popular spot for the players. You just cannot leave it short and have it not roll over that hill. So you got to play it safe and run it a little bit long. Rainey's got about 6.5, 7 feet here. Now I think at this point everybody knows the way it breaks. it's just such a slippery, quick putt that trying to find the right speed is essential. Kind of reminds me of a lot of those putts at Putting World where the line is such a fine line to make. So here's Rainey Statum. He's put it way out left. Does it come back?
Yes.
Oh, yes. And what a clutch putt by Statum. And that will win him the singles division. Fist pumps all around. One of the better makes you'll ever see to win a tournament. And now we got Gary Hester. He just creeps it over that hill. God, he almost made that. What a putt by Gary. Gary Hester was PuttingChannel.com's runner-up to Player of the Year in 2023. He had a tremendous year, including a big win for the WPL. But he just misses that. That was to win the tournament and the team. So they will be tied. Rainey Statum and Gary Hester are tied with Chi Nguyen and Pete Lyon. And for the team, they will go to a playoff. But the singles division is won by Rainey Statum. You can see sort of a live look here of the boys. Now let's finish off here with Carrie Olch. Once again, amazing performance by these two. The course got away from them a little bit in round 3, but that happens sometimes the first time you're in the lead. A beautiful putt by Carrie there. Carrie and Brandon will learn from this. And here's Carrie Olch for par. Those of you who don't know, we play all these holes to a par 2, and a lot of these holes are actually par 3s. So according to the scorecard on PopStroke, this would be for par right here, but for the National Putting Tour, we're adopting the PopStroke Tour Series rules, which makes every hole a par 2, and it also makes it easier for scoring. Sometimes when players are keeping score, they'll forget what's a 2 and what's a 3, and you can run into a lot of problems. Now here's Brandon Rutledge, attempting to go backdoor here. Unfortunately, that's definitely not the play. He's going to go into the sand trap. Very tricky hole, hole 18. It demands a pure putt. And if you're just a little bit off, you end up in a situation like this, struggling. Let's see if Brandon can finish strong here. And a tough 4 for Brandon, but once again they had a great tournament in the final group with the top team.
Well, c'était le dernier joueur. The game is over. On va aller voir les gagnants. On va savoir c'est qui a gagné.
Players will finalize their scorecard here. And here's the singles leaderboard. Rainey Statum takes the title at +4. Gary McNeely at +5 in second. Gary Hester in third. Pete Lyon in fourth. Jeremy and Abbott at tied for fourth at +8. You can see how tough this course was. There's Robert Morris with a nice showing. Great final round for Robert. Adam Shanks there and Tim Talley tied for 6th. Let's go to an interview with Rainey Statum and Monica Miller.
Hi, we're in Putting World in Tampa. We're with our champion today, with Rainey Statum. Who won this. So, Rainey, you were under par earlier in the round. Can you tell us how that went?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're under par on this course, you're very happy because, I mean, every putt on this course is tough. The first 3 holes are the toughest. You can just go way over. And I was fortunate. What won me the tournament basically was the first 3 holes that last game. I was parred every one of them, made some tough deuces, and then wouldn't you know it, coming down to 8, I made a bonehead mistake. I think it was on 12 or no, 10 or 11. I can't remember the hole, but I flagged it. The only way you can make a big number, and I made a 4. So I went from thinking I'm in really good shape to, wow, I just let a lot of people back in it, and totally unexpected. And then, but very proud of myself on my clutch deuces on 17 and 18. That was
Awesome.
the 2 putts I didn't want to have, but I said, you know what? I'm here to
Tell
have
us.
to make these.
Tell us about that putt on 18.
Yeah.
18.
What did it do?
It breaks about 4 inches to the right if you let it. It's all depends on the speed, and it's so hard for somebody of my age and being a right-hander to not peak early. And I was nervous like anybody, but I just told myself, you know what, trust it. Do not miss it to the right. If anything, miss it on the pro side. But most of all, enjoy the moment. And I was lucky enough to make it dead center.
You know, I know we had a small field here. We only had 25 or so, but out of the 25, we had a lot of good players here, I thought.
Yes.
Must feel pretty good to beat all those guys.
Well, anytime you went on a PopStroke course, you know you had to grind. I mean, the whole time I was here and everybody, we were thinking, man, I would take, even par 1 or 2 or 3 over and just sit down. But yeah, it's tough. It's a mental grind out there because you can get behind the 8 ball early and you just have to realize you're not the only one missing putts and getting into trouble to where you just have to take your medicine sometimes. And I was very fortunate.
National Putting Tour, Tampa Showdown, Rainey Statum winner. Congrats.
Thank you.
Now let's have a word with top PopStroke putter Bob DeLoche.
We are at the National Putting Tour in Tampa. We've got Robert DeLoche. He just closed out 18 with an ace. Bob, can you tell us how you felt up on that last hole?
Well, last hole went really well. Finally hit my line and made a putt. Outside of that, the rest of the round was a little struggle for me.
Good job, Bob. Way to
you.
close them out.
So believe it or not, the tournament is not done. We have a tie in the team division, so we're going to go to a team playoff. Rainey Statum, Gary Hester versus Chi Nguyen and Pete Lyon. This truly is a clash of the titans here. And we're going to pick up the action on hole 3. And believe it or not, that's actually a good shot. A lot of the players on hole 3 here, it's such a tough hole. They're trying to leave it in this back fringe. Hit sort of a defensive putt left and hope to God the ball stops. This may be a little bit of an error from the TGR design group in regard to hole design because the hole just does not play right. And you can see this here and watch out. Ugh. Into the sand trap. So now Rainey Statum will be hitting 3. He will get relief from that drain. So you can see that 3. He's just hitting it to right there. Wow. And what a 4 from Rainey Statum. Oh my goodness. Just when you thought he was going to make a monster number, he rolls that in. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from Rainey. And here's Gary Hester. Similar dilemma here. He's actually he has to play the hole. And that's a great putt for Gary. Just want to leave it on that back fringe. And we'll see what Gary does in regard to trying to get this ball to stop. Gary does not play a mallet putter, which will really help, and you can see this. Hold on for dear life. Oh, it just does. So Mr. Hester will tap this in for 3, and he's in. What a grind. 3 is a good score on this hole.
But he also had to do a tomahawk chop. Right, his ball.
So now here's Chi Nguyen. Chi also trying to leave it in that back rough. He does, but he's just a little close to that hill, so he'll have somewhat of a restricted backswing. Now, Chi does play a mallet putter, so this is going to be incredibly difficult. He's got virtually no backswing with that mallet putter. He may even try to kind of stab down on it just to be able to get some backswing, and he kind of does. Now, this looks like a nice putt, but watch out. Welcome to hole number 3, folks. I mean, it's just brutal. This hole is one of the most brutal holes I've ever seen in my life. But Chi will be hitting 3. Now the question is, will he do what Rainey did, where he just hits it about 3 or 4 feet to the left and gives himself a straight uphill putt? With this putt here, you could try to go over the knob, but your margin for error is very slim. My guess is that he probably would do what Rainey did. Because if Rainey's doing it, I figure it's probably a good idea, and Pete's actually recommended he do the same thing. This is the kind of stuff they don't teach you in putting school. This PopStroke, I'll tell you, it takes a special kind of brain and a special kind of creativity to be able to negotiate your way through these nightmares. And it looks like he's going to do what Pete was saying, to maybe just hit it 3 or 4 feet and give himself a straight putt at the hole. It's not too often in putting where you see someone purposely trying to hit the ball 3 or 4 feet in a sand trap. Now Pete's explaining to him that he could try to throw it off that knob. And that probably wasn't a good idea, because he just left himself with basically the same putt. Tough break for Chi here. He's an excellent putter. This could happen to anybody. I can tell you this hole will never be played again on the National Putting Tour. I do like the Tampa location. Maybe we do the black course, but playing this hole again is just, you just can't have a tournament with the hole like this. So now Chi's gonna maybe aim at the hole. I guess at this point he's figuring, why not just go for the gusto. Oh, and you can see that thing bounce out. Now this thing has to stop. So Chi is now putting 5. And a beautiful putt for Chi. I'm sure he's very happy that hole is over. So now Pete Lyon needs a 2 on the toughest course in the history of competitive putting. This is going to be a tall order, but Pete's up to it. I guess if there's anybody at this tournament that could pull off a 2 here, it's probably Pete. He's got a lot of experience on this course. He won a big tournament out here. And here's Pete Lyon. And what a putt. Will it stop? Oh, yes. He was able to stop it on one of those knobs, and I didn't even realize that was possible. But what a freaking putt. And that'll do it. Rainey Statum and Gary Hester take the title. What a team playoff. And there's Mr. Hester. He wins another one. Number 1, baby. Congratulations to Rainey Statum and Gary Hester for winning the team event. Let's look at the leaderboard. Great showing by Gary Hester and Rainey Statum. Pete Lyon and Chi Nguyen tied for second but lost in the playoff. Gary McNeely and Adam Shanks with a nice third place finish. Tim Telly and Jeremy and Navin with a nice finish. So that's it from Tampa Bay PopStroke. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the National Putting Tour and this presentation of the 2024 Tampa Bay PopStroke Putting Showdown. We'll see you August 4th at the Sarasota PopStroke.